Yeah, this is just another look at a restaurant, well, pizza shop I guess, but it's got absolutely nobody in it. There's room accommodation in here too. There's a couple of chaps sitting down there, keeping fairly quiet, but yeah, it's got a big menu. They cover everything from burgers, pizzas to Indonesian foods, and once again, like Marg said, there's nobody in here, and it's a rooftop type setup, so you can look over the road. There's not much of a great view anyway, so, but you know, there's no one around. Amed is quiet. We've ordered the pizza, so while we wait on that, Marg's going to share with you what we got up to on our short stay in Amed.
Well, here we are in Amed, and we have had 3 nights here, and it's been lovely. We actually hired a car, which was a first for us. And it was handy to have the car when you just decided you wanted to go to a restaurant and didn't have to walk, because the streets in Amed don't have any street lights, so it's really dark. Footpaths aren't too bad, they're okay, a little bit wobbly in places, but yeah, driving and just finding somewhere to park was the trick. But you can pretty much just pull up anywhere and they don't care. So we've had some interesting meals and coffees and things. We went to a little shop this afternoon. I said, "Do you have cappuccino?" She said, "Yes." So we said, "Oh, good, air conditioned," sat down. It was just a Bali coffee, black, with no milk, no sugar. It's not really a cappuccino. But anyway, we drank it and we got some milk and sugar. That was fine. We went to a little cafe yesterday morning that had sort of fake rice terraces out the front that were made out of pebbles, and you'll see it on another video. And that was right on the beach, so it was I think that was called Amed Cafe and Hotel Kabun or something. And that looked like a lovely place. Had accommodation, had a spa, nothing flash. But tonight we thought, we'll go to this rooftop restaurant. Honestly, there were so many steps to get up to it. I couldn't believe we just kept walking and walking. Got up there, it's pitch black, so you can't see anything anyway. And there were no sort of tables and chairs. There were just like low armchairs and a coffee table. So we decided not to eat there. We're just looking at a place across the road which is called Warung Oki, and there are 3 staff members. It looks like quite a nice place. It's completely empty, not a soul there, and I'm just wondering how they go about catering. Like, they seem to have such massive menus, you know, with Indonesian food, Western food, but there's no one there eating it, and they probably have to stay there till 10 o'clock tonight, just in case somebody comes in. What is it with the food? Is it all frozen and then they defrost it when you get out? I don't know. Like, it always makes me wonder, like, how do they provide all of these meals when they haven't got a big turnover? You know what I mean? Anyway, if you know, leave me a comment and tell me, because we've got no clue. So yeah, we drove around all day yesterday in the torrential rain. Couldn't even get out of the car for a second. Every time we opened the door, there were big puddles everywhere. Still hot, but just could not get out of the car. It was really, really bad, but it didn't last that long. So maybe an hour or so. Coming back, there were a few sort of big puddles that we had to drive through. That was a bit scary. What else did we do? Derek went snorkeling today. I didn't go today. It looked a bit rough to me. He went out twice, And because of the rain yesterday, apparently it was very murky in the water today. He could still see lots of fish and whatever, but not as probably as spectacular as it would normally be on a clear, beautiful sunny day. But we had our own snorkels, so we had snorkel and mask, but he hired fins and a floating jacket, and that costs $50,000, so $5 to hire that for as long as you want. And I just sat in the restaurant that we hired them from and drank coffee and just waited for him. So he quite enjoyed that. That was good. And what else did we do? We had a swim in the pool at the hotel, and that's been good. Ahmed's beautiful, not busy. Traffic's nowhere near as bad. Like, you get quite a lot of big breaks in the traffic, so you can reverse out onto the road, and you've still got to be careful because the bikes are just crazy, but nowhere near as busy as Sanur or all of those other places. So we've quite enjoyed our stay here. We're heading off back tomorrow. We've got a driver picking us up. So that's our little review of Amed, and it's a beautiful place. And come here, support the locals. Everywhere we've been, the staff have been amazing. Last night we went to a French restaurant because you eat French food when you're in Bali, apparently. And it was so good. It was owned by a French guy, Jean, and the girls there were lovely, and we had the most fantastic meal. It wasn't that cheap. I think with a couple of drinks, it was 720. So it's quite expensive, but it was probably worth every cent. We had sangria, that was beautiful. We had lamb shank, Derek had duck, and so that was good. A bit of a different experience. The lamb shank was so good, and I asked him if they were from Australia. He said no, they're from New Zealand. But oh my goodness, it was a slow cooked lamb shank. It was so lovely. And I think that was $210,000 for that. Came with salad and gratin, potato, really good meal. Got little free eggplant dip and sliced up bread. And then they brought over another basket of bread to have with the meal. So that was good. We enjoyed that. And that's me, over and out from Amed. See you in Sanur.
And this is the pizza from the pizza place that we're in, sitting patiently for it. And apparently Marg said it's not terribly hot.
Must have been sitting there for a while.
And could be a frozen pizza, who knows. But pizza lovers, I've got some bad news for you. That was the worst pizza we've ever had. It's a shame. And Marg was just going on about, I wonder why these restaurants are so quiet in Amed. Well, if they bring out frozen pizza and not even heat it up to a temperature that's edible, then that's one reason why, isn't it? So Marg is nearly on her deathbed. I'm putting on a brave face. I got through mine. I just went thinking about snorkeling and fishes and things and to take my mind off it. But I don't think there was even a sight of a piece of meat on that thing.
65,000.
Don't know why they call it a meat lovers. What price was it? 65,000 rupiah, $6.50.
Luckily they're quite small, they're not gigantic, and I hate to admit it, but I had to get a whole lot of serviettes and wrap a couple of bits up so it looked like I'd eaten it, and I've got them in my handbag ready to put in the bin. And it was... Oh yeah, there's a few dogs hanging around.
They are fussy, you know.
Yeah, they're fussy, so I don't know if they'd even eat it. It arrived at the table very lukewarm, not even lukewarm. I don't know, there's... it says meat lovers, but it's just got chopped up bits of cabana or something, and it was disgusting. We read reviews before we came here, and some people said it's the best restaurant in Amed. It's not. So I don't like to give a bad review, but this is the worst I've ever had.